was one of the pieces in there, and she wore it. She wore it, y'all. She wore it like.
She wore it once.
She wore it more than once. She did a video for me in it, and what I didn't put out there was that she inboxed me and had me make some more stuff for her. So I sent her like a boatload of stuff. So shout out to Evie, my boo, Erica, my boo,
Erica, my dude.
Yeah,
we doing big things over here. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So, what made you? Well, okay. What were you doing before you got into this?
So before this, my actual technical profession is educator, art educator to be specific. I have been an artist all my life. I was brought up in a house full of family of artists and creatives and creators. So we sing, we dance, we draw, we paint, we sew, we macrame, crochet, knit, runs the gamut, cook. Everything you can think of that's creative, that's done with your hands, we do as a family. And a lot of those things were passed down from my mom, my grandmother. My mother actually showed me how to get out here and get it. She showed me and taught me how to hustle from a young age. And watching her, she was always making something, always crafting something with her hands, whether it was, you know, hand painting on tennis shoes or, you know, before that was a big thing. My mama was out there painting on the little canvas shoes. She called them unique sneaks. Making, man, just brooches out of this modeling clay. Like my mom always was creating and making. So that's where I learned, you know, how to do it. Before I actually branched off into crochet, I graduated from college. I graduated from Cardinal Stritch in 2002, and I was an art teacher for 5 years total. And I was working at Milwaukee Academy of Science at the time. And I just, while I love education, I love the kids, I loved doing what I was doing, I knew that wasn't where I was supposed to be, you know, and I felt like I kept hearing the Lord tell me I had more than enough to make it with my hands. But because I did so many things, like I do hair, you know, I have been doing hair since I was 13. Like that's what has sustained me. I was painting, you know, what the biggest thing I was doing at that time was I was taking untreated wood like furniture, picture frames, chairs, children's stuff and painting it and selling it. My mom at the time would do a lot of craft fairs and different shows, so she would go all across the state and be in Mukwonago and be, you know, Muskego, in Cedarburg, we everywhere. And it would trip me out that I would see these women, it was like middle-aged white women, and they'd be selling stuff like, I don't know, picture frames, but like a window, you know what I'm saying? Like an actual window frame, like tattered, like you just took it off a house, and it's a $50 price tag on it. And I'm like, damn, if they selling broke windows, fam, I know I got it, you know. So
a light bulb window.
Man, like that encouraged you. Seeing my mom, but then and what really tripped me out was that's all they did. You know, this is my mom's side hustle. The stuff I was doing was a side hustle. This was a full-time job, fam. So I'm like, well, I'm about to, you know.
So if they can do it, I can do it.
Listen here.
And I'm doper than them.
And that's how I felt, right? You know.
I'm doper than them.
I said, but what the confusing thing for me was, I knew I was hearing the voice of God telling me I had more than enough to make it with my hands. But I didn't know what that meant. You know, I didn't know if that meant I'm supposed to bust out here and do hair for the rest of my life. Am I supposed to be painting? Am I supposed to be crocheting? Because like I was crocheting like little hat scarf sets for myself. You know, over the years I had done stuff, blankets for family members. You know, I never in a trillion years would have thought this would be what it is today.
Okay, so out of, I guess right now, I guess you were talking about your journey to finding your purpose. And I think that all of us are kind of either in the middle of that or kind of like at that stage that you are like, okay, I hear God, you telling me what to do. Now how do I do it? And what am I supposed to do with this talent that you gave me? You know what I'm saying? So like I think what was the thing that you did to finally like, you know, this is it.
Hey.
Was it trial and error? Was it Maybe somebody came in, maybe mom came in and told you like you should be doing this.
Me tell you, this was nothing but God. Cause now I look back at it like, girl, you was foolish. I quit. So I ended up quitting at Milwaukee Academy of Science. I was like, forget it, I'm done at the end. I'm not signing my contract. Forget it. That's it. And my friends, you know, they were younger, white, fresh out of college, and so they're like, what are you gonna do? You don't have a husband, you know, do you have a savings? So, you know how the enemy works, throwing all this stuff in your ear, and I was like, damn, y'all right. So then I got nervous, but I couldn't have my job because I done told them I wasn't coming back. So I ended up taking a last minute job back at Young Leaders Academy, teaching 4th grade, worst year ever. I mean, I loved it and I love my kids, but it was the worst year ever. I'm like, shit, this is not where I'm supposed to be. So I quit.
What's crazy is that a lot of the people that have been interviewed, I've probably did about 10 interviews so far, and most majority, 8 out of 10 people were all educators, including myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, and they all have their stories, but I think that God put us in those classrooms to get something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And plant a seed in those babies.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do we supposed to be there forever? No.
Nope. It's just a path.
It's a path.
Stopping your journey.
So now I wanna dig more into you taking the leap of faith.
Oh,
so that's
God.
That's what you're gonna be talking to people out there. This was basically these interviews for us, for like those people that are right where you were at